Silky beat. Silky beat.
What is up, everybody? Yep. What is up, everyone? It's me. It's Steve. We are live here, back again here on the channel. Thank you all for tuning in this week. If you're new here to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Give this video / stream a big old thumbs up and share this throughout your entire social media platforms. Follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. Like I said, this is my WWE Smackdown Live review recap for December the 5th, 2017. Overall, I thought Smackdown tonight was a pretty good show, to say the least, for what they try to give you. There's some stuff, again, that but hey, it is what it is, okay? They're giving us a pay-per-view, I want to say next Sunday, so they're literally right now going out of their way to make Clash of Champions like they're like an amazing, like a good show. They're going out of their way to make this a good show. But as always, I want it from you guys down below in the comment threads of this video. Give me your thoughts, your opinions on the show, if you enjoyed it or not, and all that fun stuff. So the show kicked off with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and they pretty much talked about how they pretty much outsmarted Shane McMahon last week. And you had Sami Zayn literally doing a tutorial on what it meant to not be at ringside. So he was like, at one moment inside the ring, then he left the ring. He took jabs at the announce team, the ring bell person, what have you. And then he went to the entrance area and he talked about, again, what it means to be ringside and not ringside. Because remember, last week on SmackDown Live, it was Kevin Owens and Randy Orton in a no disqualification match, where, keep in mind, Sami Zayn was banned from ringside, even though it's kind of weird because, again, it's a no disqualification match. But we're going to have Sami Zayn just barred from ringside, which to me, again, at that moment made zero type of sense. But that's WWE for you, as always. That's WWE always throwing the curveball, what have you, at you guys, and just make you go like, what the fuck, And as Sami Zayn was explaining this and poking fun at Shane McMahon, Randy Orton from out of nowhere hits an RKO on Kevin Owens, and the crowd goes crazy. And Sami Zayn's in disbelief. He's in shock for what's happening. And then Shane McMahon comes out and he announces that later on. Then he announces that a Clash of Champions, right? It's going to be Zayn and Owens versus Randy Orton and a partner of his choosing. And he also put Sami Zayn in a match tonight against Randy Orton. That was the main event, by the way. In a match where Kevin Owens had to be handcuffed to the ring ropes. So you see backstage, Kevin Owens, finally hearing the news that, hey, he has to be handcuffed to the ropes. And he's like, fine, we'll go talk to Daniel Bryan to see if they can work this out. Interesting way to kick off the show. A segment, just like Monday Night Raw. A segment to kick off the show here. And you know what? Hearing Owens and Zayn complain constantly every single week, I'm starting to get a kick out of it. In some weird way, shape, or form. I don't know why, but I just am. We then had Rusev and Aiden English versus The New Day. Because again, every day is Rusev Day. And apparently there's a shirt on WWE Shop that says Happy Rusev Day. Aiden English kicked off the whole thing trying to sing a parody or a spin-off of the 12 Days of Christmas, calling it the 12 Days of Rusev, and his partner gave to him. And during the singing, they got interrupted by The New Day. The match, for what it was, it didn't go long or anything like that. To my surprise, Rusev and Aiden English got the win. And because of all this now, at Clash of Champions, it will no longer be a triple threat tag team match for the tag title between the Usos versus New Day versus Gable and Benjamin. It will now be a fatal 4-way tag team match, adding in Rusev and Aiden English. And I'll be very honest with you guys, I would not mind seeing Rusev and Aiden English becoming the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. And I say that because, let's face it right now, it's not like right now they have anything planned for Rusev. It's not like they're going to give him this monster single push. Yes, even though it should have been Rusev, not Jinder Mahal, being the WWE Champion. But why the hell not? Who's to say, hey, let's give Aiden English and Rusev the tag title, see what they do with it. And not for nothing, I find the team very, very entertaining. At the same time, too, is something for Aiden English to also do. Let's be real about it, since it was for his former partner, Simon Gotch got released. He was just, not doing anything until, hey, they paired him up with Rusev. They got him singing. It's entertaining. And they literally took what was supposed to be chicken shit. It turned into chicken salad. So good on them for that, I'll say. But again, it'd be very interesting to see if they actually do indeed pull the trigger and actually give Rusev and Aiden English the tag title. That'd be funny as hell if they did or not, but we'll see here. There you go. I can hear myself here on the stream as well. I can hear myself. Awesome. But guys, give me your thoughts. Do you guys want to see, Aiden English and Rusev as the SmackDown Tag Team Champions? Give me your thoughts down below, guys, on that as well. As we continue on here, we get a random filler match between the Bludrin brothers, Bludrin. Okay, come on, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, okay? Versus an enhancement talent, jobbers, if you will, Adam James and Josh Carter. This match didn't go long. Just pretty much Harper and Rowan just having their way, just beating them in like less than 2 minutes, and there you go with that. We then get a backstage segment with Bobby Roode and Baron Corbin talking about how now all of a sudden their chances of Bobby Roode winning the U.S. title have cut down, and even for Baron Corbin to maintain his title, because now their match at Clash of Champions will now be a triple threat between, again, Baron Corbin, Bobby Roode, and now Dolph Ziggler. You had Ziggler in commentary. You had Ziggler in the locker room area as well, with them talking about how he deserved to be put in this match. He's former 2-time world champion. How he cashed in the Money in the Bank briefcase and succeeded taking a jab at Baron Corbin. But the match itself, I will be very honest, I was getting into it until Ziggler got involved, because Ziggler was on commentary for this match, and he went to get a closer look at the match, and then he hit the zigzag on Bobby Roode to give him this qualification victory. After the bell, Ziggler hit the zigzag on Baron Corbin as well. Listen, I don't think for a minute that Dolph Ziggler will be the U.S. champion. I could be wrong here. Who the hell knows, right? At this point in juncture with WWE, but just imagine that if they actually were to actually give him the U.S. title right now. I think the smart move right now is simple. Keep the belt on Corbin and give Bobby Roode his heel run that he should have right now, in my honest opinion. But again, I was getting into the match until Ziggler caused disqualification. Again, you can always say, hey, the reason why they're doing this too, because hey, Dolph Ziggler, vented out his frustrations on the Edge and Christian podcast, how he's feeling with the company, and possibly that he might be on his way out. So we'll see with that as well. After this, we get we were get a backstage segment with Daniel Bryan and freaking, I almost said Alexa Bliss, I don't know why. Natalya, Tamina, and Asuka, Lana, and also I think also Carmella. No, it was Carmella, Lana, and Tamina. They're talking backstage to Daniel Bryan, and they get interrupted by the Riot Squad, Ruby Riot, Sarah Logan, and Liv Morgan, and there's this whole discussion between Ruby Riot, how she feels that, hey, she pinned the SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte last week, and why is she not involved in the championship match? Is there something that Bryan has against them? And then out of nowhere, for some odd reason, Sarah Logan says, does Bryan have something, guys? Does Bryan have something against people that eat gay meat? I think she meant to say game meat, like venison, deer, what have you. But again, it was random. It was cringeworthy. And I get why people are saying, oh, Sarah Logan is this cringeworthy woman when you hear her speak. I get that. I think the character is meant to be that way. It's just like Jason Jordan on Raw. Jason Jordan on Raw is, again, this, again, a good wrestler, all the hell you want, talented in the ring. But on the mic, he's very, very cringeworthy. I think just like him, eventually the plan to have him be heel. So you're going to have him say these cringeworthy things as a babyface to eventually have him go heel. With Sarah Logan, again, her character is she's this, country redneck from Kentucky. And I guess that's how they have her talk. I don't think she really talks that way in real life. I could be wrong here, but we'll see with that. But I think, again, that's what the character is meant for. That's why she's so cringeworthy. Keep this in mind too. A lot of these women, I'm referring to like the Sarah Logans of the world here, okay? She hasn't been at NXT for that long. Is that she was part of that Mae Young Classic? Yeah, she was part of NXT too, but she wasn't really featured before the Mae Young Classic, and they had her on, and then out of nowhere, here you go. Now she's on the main roster, which is like, but hey, it's WWE for you. It's the SmackDown creative team here. And after all this argument back and forth between, all 6 women, what have you, and Bryan announced, hey, you know what? That's it. At Clash of Champions, instead of the championship match between Natalya and Charlotte, it's now going to be a lumberjack match, which I kind of find funny because I say that too because think about this for a minute, okay? In essence, it should be, when you think about it, it should be Ruby Riott versus Charlotte. That should be the match. Barbie Food need to be heel. Okay. Sam, sometimes you rate the most random stuff, bro. Like, cool people, but sometimes you rate the most random stuff. But I'm saying that too. I feel like the idea that, if anything, it should be Ruby Riott versus Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's title. Don't get me wrong. Natalya and Charlotte can go out there, have a good match all you want, but I feel like we've been seeing it way too much now. It's just like on Raw, I've been seeing way too much Rollins versus Cesaro, Ambrose versus Sheamus, or vice versa, any combination of each. Where it's like, right now, you think about it, you do Ruby Riott versus Charlotte, it's something different, something new. You're giving someone that's from NXT, who's up and coming, the opportunity. But instead, we're going to put her in a lumberjack. And it's funny, too, because early on in this whole thing, she's complaining that she's not put in a match with Charlotte, but she's now content that, hey, she's a lumberjack. I find that very weird, but that's just me, of course, okay? Take that for what it's worth. We then, after this, we get a lumberjack match, or an impromptu, if you will, between Charlotte and Tamina. The match, for what it was Charlotte beating Tamina with the figure eight, non-title match. And then after this match, right, you have the Riot Squad come out and they attack all the other women at ringside, what have you. Charlotte makes the escape as all this is going on. But there's this brawl between Tamina and Sarah Logan. And I'm going to say this right now. Okay, I know this is weird, but just hear me out. I just want you to hear me out on this, okay? And I said this on Twitter at Heel Steven. I know OK Fabe liked the tweet. He quoted my tweet as well. I'm pretty sure he'll say this in his review. I could be wrong here, but I don't know. Now, what if this whole time, people are saying that Paige is behind the Riot Squad. Now, I believe that Paige is behind the Absolution faction over on Raw. Fine and dandy. Now, what if this whole time the person responsible who is behind the Riot Squad is Carmella? And all this is going to lead up to Carmella cashing in her briefcase at Clash of Champions. You think about it. It's a lumberjack match. She's going to be involved in the match. And let's be real about it. Do you really want to see another Charlotte versus Natty match? I guarantee none of you do. So you can do this whole thing where, hey, you have the Riot Squad attack both Charlotte and Natalya after the match, what have you. And you do this whole big reveal that Carmella was the one behind the Riot Squad. I know it's kind of weird, kind of way too creative, but fuck it. Why not? You can have Carmella be the one that's running this faction. Remember, she's the one that, kicked James Ellsworth, right? And in trade, she's getting now these three women that are like they're her enforcer. Why the hell not? It's an idea, right? But why the hell not? Okay? Just throwing it out there, guys. Just bear with me here. Give me your thoughts on that. What do you think about that idea? The idea of the Riot Squad having an allegiance to Carmella, the Princess of Staten Island. I think it could work. I could be wrong here, but guys, again, give me your thoughts down below on that as well. Okay? And then we get this whole backstage segment again where apparently Daniel Bryan decided that he was not going to reconsider Shane's decision. So we're going to go through with the main event of Randy Orton and Sami Zayn with Kevin Owens handcuffed to the bottom rope. WWE not too smart. They don't like that. And I think you're right on that too, Sam. I think you're right on that. I think you're right. But hey, again, it's an idea. It could work. Why not, right? Why the hell not? And if they do, guys, and if that does happen, give me credit for it. Give me credit for it. That's all I'm saying. I agree with you, but why didn't come my location a couple weeks ago? Okay, I agree with you, but why didn't that come my location a couple weeks ago? Well, I don't know. I know what you mean with that, but okay. We get to the main event. Okay, the main event itself. Overall, thought it was a solid match. Like I said before, was handcuffed during this whole thing, and the whole idea was goddamn Photoshop here. God damn it. Well, here we go. Was handcuffed to the bottom rope. The match, for what it was just back and forth, Orton and Sami Zayn. I feel like the ending had like a little botch where Zayn went for the haluva kick and he missed, and he hesitated for a while. Like both men had like a hesitation. Keep this in mind, right? While all this was happening too, Kevin Owens managed to grab some bolt cutters that Zayn brought into the ring. He tried to like break it in, to break the handcuffs, what have you, right? Keep this in mind, the handcuffs weren't like the strongest chain in the world. It's some shit you probably get from like the dollar store. Because they kind of zoomed in on the handcuffs and the chain that they had. It was some shit you get from the dollar store, okay? Wasn't that even that strong or anything like that. But that was happening. But like I said before, it seemed like Zayn went for like botched the haluva kick or the attack because both men hesitated. And then you see Orton just roll up Sami Zayn for the 1, 2, 3. And after the match, right? After this whole match, you see Zayn and Owens having their way with Randy Orton. They're beating him up. And then out comes Shinsuke Nakamura from the blue, out of nowhere, right? We haven't seen Nakamura in like a couple of weeks, I guess since that Lumberjack match, right? And he makes a save. They hit their Orton and Nakamura hit their finishers on Owen and Zayn. They celebrate. And then backstage, we see Shane McMahon. He says that he's just getting started on just the punishment of Zayn and Owens because he will be the special guest referee in their tag match at Clash of Champions. And if Zayn and Owens lose the match, then they will be fired. I think this right here is the planning of the seeds for Daniel Bryan. And people are saying that Bryan's going to wrestle. Bryan's going to actually be involved in a match. I'll believe it when I see it. However, I do feel at the same time, if they want to go that route where Bryan doesn't take any bumps, they could do that. Where Bryan doesn't take no type of bump. It's like when Bret Hart wrestled Vince McMahon back at WrestleMania 26, where Bret barely took any bumps. He just threw punches, what have you. They could do that against Shane, or if not, you have Bryan pick a representative to represent him. You know what I mean? And do that. Or have Bryan go here. I don't even know. See, there's so many ways you can go with this right now. But I guarantee you, Bryan's going to get involved in that match and prevent Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn from losing at the end of this whole thing. My bad from Ray Isaac. Okay, but it's all good, man. It's all good. But I get that feeling, though. That's what I see happening. Overall, again, I thought SmackDown tonight was a pretty good show for what it was. At the same time, though, hey, we saw there's no AJ Styles. They had like a video package hyping up the match between Jinder Mahal and AJ. But other than that, there's no AJ tonight. There's no Jinder Mahal tonight. But we'll see where that goes next week. I'm pretty sure they'll be there next week. But overall, again, that was SmackDown Live. If you enjoyed the show, guys, let me know down below in the comment thread of this video. If you haven't checked out my Monday Night Raw review, it's in the link down below in the description box. If you want to go check out my Raw review from last night. Thank you all for tuning in this week. You guys are awesome. You can follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven, where I tweet throughout most of these shows: Raw, SmackDown Live, NXT. I probably will be doing an NXT review tomorrow on the channel. I'm not sure if it's going to be live or not. I'll probably do a recorded video for NXT. I'll see. Depends how I'm feeling, really. Before I wrap up this whole thing, I want to give a big thank you, a big shout out to the homie himself at Salrex for the awesome layout that you see here. Again, if you are a YouTuber or a podcaster out there that wants awesome layouts done or logos for your YouTube channel, your videos, your podcasts out there, hit him up on Twitter at Salrex Gaming. He does amazing layouts, not just for myself, but for OKFabe, Sol Monster, the Sol Monster Sounds of Podcast, Joe Cronin of the Joe Cronin Show, That Ass Podcast, Foul Mouth Network, just to name a few. Okay, go hit him up if you want awesome layouts done. All right, that pretty much is it for me. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll be back probably tomorrow for NXT. This Friday, we'll probably do episode 223 of the Team Hill podcast. Taking live calls and what have you. We're wrapping up the year soon, so I might end up doing a Q&A for the end of the year. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for that. Make sure the bell icon is here. Make sure you hit the bell icon, be notified whenever I drop a video on this channel. And that's it for me, guys. All right, y'all. I'm out like Janice Titties. Peace out, everybody. Brah.